breathe purple and gold? Are you ready to hoist the colors? Now, time for the most in-depth look at the world of ECU athletics. Welcome in to Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo on 94.3 The Game. Watch the show live on Facebook and at 943thegame.com. Now, here's your host, Stephen Igo.
All right, welcome into this edition of Hoist the Colors, Friday, September 15th edition on the eve of ECU, Appalachian State. As our producer, Philip Pilkington, already putting in the work this morning. Joe Sampson alongside. Philip running around doing his thing, fixing the cameras, so appreciate your hustle. Philip got to get that exercise in on Friday, before game weekend. So there we go. We got the camera set up. Joe, we are 27 and a half hours away from kickoff in Boone, North Carolina.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I mean, I feel great. I'm not about to go kick off in the boonies, so my body feels great, I got to say. I'm a little on edge, a little worried after the 2021 kind of rundown and how App State kind of played us historically in the past. This one's a cause for concern in my mind.
Tough game. We'll have our game picks later. ECU looking at an 8.5-point underdog situation right now as they head to the boonies, as you said. The Rock, as they say out in App State, up the mountain. Pirates, by the way, going all white. And so last year, there was a big white helmet curse. And that was what was kind of the talk of the situation with, hey, the ECU's in the white helmets, they're never going to win. Y'all did win in the throwbacks.
Yes.
Does that count as breaking the white helmet curse? Did y'all even wear like the regular Jolly Roger?
We
I know y'all
wore
wore
one
at
for,
Tulane.
Navy also.
Navy. So not too good there.
Not great showings, but
you did win in the white helmets.
Yeah, won a bowl game in the white helmets also. So I think that kind of adds to the little rundown, but it comes down to it. Look good, play good, feel good.
Right.
I mean, especially...
And the all-white looks slick. I don't care what anybody says.
All-white is fantastic. I don't care what program you are, who you are, if you're an old head or if you're one of the new school guys as far as ways of thinking. All-white is just insanely clean, unless you're Penn State and you ruin it with black cleats, but that's another rant for another day.
Absolutely. Well, Penn State looking pretty good early this season, so they always say if you win, doesn't matter how it looks.
This is true.
I don't know. It also matters how it looks sometimes when when it's Thursday and we need something to talk about.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say Penn State has black cleats?
Yeah, they were black cleats.
Wait, how do you have black cleats when you have Navy? They have Blavy?
Yeah, they were Blavy.
Oh my goodness! Cancel Penn State. The fashion world needs to cancel culture Penn State. Blavy is like a cardinal sin.
Yeah, I think it was
terrible.
I think it was 2 years ago. Marcus Allen had black cleats with a blue swoosh. The internet just lost it. It was disgusting. But yeah, they were all rough. White. They'll have the Penn State white out, and you'll look down, they'll wear black cleats unless it's the throwback, the whatever it is, the retro game. Then they can wear white cleats. Apparently that's going back in time, not only wearing black cleats. But, James Franklin is James Franklin.
Yeah, they should wear Navy cleats or silver. Silver would look nice.
This is true. Nike, get on the phone.
Come on, Phil Knight. You're better than that.
We are live, by the way, on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter/X. I think that we're not on Threads yet. Can you live stream on Threads? Is anybody still using Threads? That was like a 1 week thing.
Sorry, what is a thread? I don't even know.
That is the Instagram version of Twitter.
Yeah, I didn't even load it. I don't have the number. I don't have anything. I was like, I don't want it. Because you can't delete it.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. No, we are not streaming on it. I am totally lost in this conversation. I know I sound like I'm 85 years old right now.
Am I supposed to start a stream on Threads?
Is that added to the list this week?
I was not told by my supervisors to do that. So until someone really high up tells me to do that, we are not doing Threads.
We are definitely not doing Threads. That
Anti-Threads.
That was a little bit of a joke. All right, so we're live on YouTube, by the way. We're taking your questions. The best part about a Friday show is, hey, man, we've talked App State all week, ECU all week. We've talked about the quarterbacks. I know you guys want to, talk about the quarterbacks, talk about how much the offense stinks, all that sort of stuff. We talked a lot about that. We'll, address that here shortly. But the best part about a Friday show is we get to have some fun. We're going to make some picks here in a little bit. That's what I'm most looking forward to. We are going to take your comments as well, and I'll read this comment after I preface this with this. I have heard, obviously covered the program for a while, you built some sources, that we will see some changes to the offense this week, Joe.
Yeah.
And to be honest, how can you not change something after the two games we've seen App State more vulnerable defensively than Marshall and Michigan. So I think if you make these changes, and we'll see what they are exactly tomorrow at around 3:30, but we should have a much better feel after some changes with the offense. Can this thing be salvaged, or is this offense just going to be a major struggle all year?
Yeah, that's what you have to try and understand. And when you go back to the drawing board and you kind of decide, is this what we want to do? Is this our team identity? And the answer is no. You want to run the ball effectively. You want to do the play-action passes, Coach Case kind of mentioned. And you want to have that kind of offense where the explosive players are going to come. He mentioned that also in his presser. That last year, this was a team that was 7th in explosive plays. And I think right now we're 129 out of 132 or whatever the metric is.
Page and Keaton Mitchell.
Yeah, Page and Keaton Mitchell, Javius Bond, time to step up. But it's what you have to do. If nothing's working, you have to go back to the drawing board and kind of redecide it. So I think changes are coming. I don't know what the changes are going to be. We can sit here and speculate all we want. We can sit here and think we know what's going on until Mike Houston rolls out whoever he's going to roll out personnel-wise. We won't know.
And regardless of who the quarterback is, like Donnie and Mike Houston have said this week, and like we've talked about, we've referenced the numbers, the drop passes, the blocking, all of it has to be cleaned up, and obviously the quarterback has a lot to do with that situation. Whoever gets the call there will have to operate at a high efficiency in a tough environment. But the whole operation needs to be cleaned up. You know, I wrote an article about the lack of downfield passing. Mason Garcia has only attempted one throw over 20 yards in 2 games. That was against Michigan. Flynn has done a handful. But you can't really throw the ball downfield unless you either are a great drop back passing, pass protecting O-line. ECU is not that right now, or you're running the ball and you can set up play action. And right now, those two things are not happening.
No, and you can't judge what you want to be based on what you are, because if you want to throw the ball deep down the field, you have to get receivers open and create those clean looks for quarterbacks to deliver balls in tight windows. And Flynn's done a good job as far as getting that opportunity to kind of throw a couple tighter throws. But for Mason's sake, the receivers aren't getting separation either. I mean, it's very difficult to, one, throw when you're on your back, and sometimes when he kind of moves around in the pocket, it gets difficult to protect. But also, if a receiver's not getting separation, he can't throw that 35-yard post route that we saw Flynn throw, or the 18-yard dig that we saw last year that Holton loved to throw, and any of those big chunk plays that we're looking for.
Pirate 2031 says, sweet outfit, Joe Sampson. So you got the only the best for the Pirates. That's an Adidas thing, I guess, the little patch there.
Yeah, there's a special shout-out to ECU Equipment. They always take care of me, have since I got here, and still take care of me now. So special shout-out to the EQ Room.
EQ Room. How about some free gear for your boy Igo here? I can give you my address if you need it.
I'll get him on the phone.
I've gotten some free gear from basketball and baseball. I've yet to get it from the football team.
Wow.
So hook a boy up.
Damn.
I mean, it'd be nice to get some gear, but hey, otherwise I'll keep rocking the polos. I'll keep rocking the Under Armour polos or the striped polos that mess up our camera. Yeah, which Joe was originally in before he had to change.
Yeah,
had to call an audible. You adjusted on the fly.
I have to.
And just like the ECU offense, sometimes you got to go back to the drawing board.
Coach K used to always say you got to have bent knees when you're playing this game. If you stand still, you're going to get knocked out.
Well, there you go.
Got to have bent knees. Hope he has the same this weekend.
Hopefully the Pirates also fly a plane and don't crash it, like he's referenced a few times in the past as well. Russ Walker says, let's have a fun Igo. Are you going to the – wow, Russ, I need better punctuation, first off. He said, let's rage. I'm going to try and interpret what you're trying to say here. Let's have a fun one, Igo. Are you going to drink a beer with me this weekend? I don't know, Russ. Where are you going to be at? Let me know. Text me, and we'll get together. And
the Igo tailgate show.
Yeah, it'll have to be several hours before kickoff because I got to work, and I cannot do it buzzing. So I gotta get that in early, and just one is the maximum. Jack Dover says, I heard a report that Lincoln Riley is coming back. So maybe those are the offensive change.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he's just leaving Caleb Williams in the middle of the night. Wouldn't be the first time a USC coach did that, though.
That is true.
Lane Kiffin just kind of left in the dead of night and took a new job. So maybe Lincoln Riley's built for Greenville and Lane Kiffin's not. Who knows?
We know Lincoln and his wife actually do love it in Greenville.
They do.
Unlike Lane Kiffin and his wife.
This is also true.
And look, the pressure of LA being at USC can get to some folks. I mean, we talked a lot about how Pirate Nation's been up in arms this weekend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think it is a little less pressure in Greenville as opposed to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think Boneyard Collective also probably has a big thing to do with that. They're going to bring Caleb Williams with them.
Absolutely, they
it's
can
a
afford
package
that.
deal. So that's what's going to happen, and then that's what'll roll out with the 30-day grace period or whatever it is with the transfer portal rules. If the coach leaves, Caleb Williams will be under center by Saturday. That's just how it's going to work.
Absolutely. Well, hey, that would be some changes that people could be fired up about until ECU lost the app with Lincoln Riley at the helm. Then they want to fire him too.
Until people are like, "Wow, Caleb Williams is terrible. He's only a Heisman Trophy winner. Throw him away."
I do wonder how Caleb Williams would look behind this offensive line and with this receiving core right now. Like, I think he would make some plays, but it wouldn't be as pretty as it looks in the SC.
Yeah, no, he's very fortunate out there with a lot of great talent,
guys.
And that's just the difference between Power 5 and non-Power 5. It slates right now as the talent fall off is usually in the trenches as opposed to the skill positions.
Adam Hummel says, is Chase Soul healthy? Talk about not playing with bent knees. Yeah, he played last week. He actually made his first career catch. He got smacked in that opener, which was part of the problem.
Yeah,
but he was back last week, so he should be good.
He played a good bit in the second half. I don't know the total number of snaps off my hand, but 18 to 20, I think it was, just as far as outside.
I think, too, that like we need, if you're ECU, you need one of these big receivers to step up.
Yeah.
And I like what I've seen in the slot at times. We've talked about Jalen Johnson. He's obviously got to be more consistent. But you need like a Chase Soul or a Ryan King, Keelan Robinson, Jarrett Garner to step up. Make some 50-50 catches. First off, you got to throw them like we talked about. But there's just been no vertical passing game right now. And part of that is because you have no X receiver.
You're throwing a name around that I want to see more of, Ryan King. Big physical frame, the 50-50 balls, as we've mentioned, and that's just what ECU is missing. I mean, last year they had Isaiah Winstead to throw it up to. In years past, it's been C.J. Johnson, Blake Prohl, even Tyler Snead at 5'4", went up and got 50-50 balls. And that's what you're missing in a dynamic offense right now is the ability to kind of, okay, here, take this one for me. I need a playoff. Go get it.
We saw Josiah Hatfield, if he is in one-on-one coverage, it's hard to overthrow him. He ran under that ball from Flynn last week, made the diving catch. So I don't know if that really counts as a 50-50 ball, but it's a vertical passing game. So, that's what you got to do when you get those opportunities. Pirate 2031 says, Joe is hurting our hearts with Power 5 talk. It's just,
it's just honesty.
Jalen Johnson said it best. I think going into the Michigan game, he was like, look, the difference between Georgia and East Carolina from a skill position player standpoint isn't that much. It's just in the trenches because they just don't build enough 6'5", 300-pound guys who can move.
They just don't make those. I mean, we've been spoiled with a couple in the past. Like Deontay was an absolute mammoth of a man and light on his feet and just kind of moved differently, but they don't make many like that. And when they do, they wind up in Kirby Smart's lap or in Nick Saban's office or sitting there out west. And Lincoln Riley's like, I think in 3 years from now, they're going to call your name in the first round. And you can't say no to that when you're that kind of size and that kind of build.
Well, I think the issue, too, is like, people get mad when we bring up ECU's not a Power 5 when we talk about the Power 5 here in Greenville. But at the end of the day, that is, to your point, Joe, that's the ultimate recruiting tool, whether we like it or not. Like, when you go to a kid's house and there is a P5 next to your team's logo, that is a recruiting tool that we do not have. And Coach Logan likes to talk about it when the BCS was invented, when he was here. And he said, look, this is going to hurt ECU recruiting once the BCS started with these 6 conferences are more prestigious than the other conferences. And regardless of a program's history or a coach or how many games they won last year, at the end of the day, the national media or NCAA or whoever created this crap has put that label on these
ESPN.
What was then 6 conferences is now 5 conferences, and there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
It's just the truth.
It's all ESPN. It's all the media. But ESPN kind of coined the whole Power 5 deal. The problem is, and I agree, like it's super frustrating for somebody who covers East Carolina because even though at 24/7 Sports, there's all these, here are the top Power 5 quarterbacks of the week or whatever. Like, no, everybody's playing D1 football. Like, why should Vanderbilt or Rutgers be treated differently than East Carolina or UTSA? Like, it's stupid. So,
yeah.
But I get both sides. You got to be realistic too. It's a narrative thing, and unfortunately, it's been pushed so much, and nobody wants to say. Instead of just going Power 5, you don't want to say, well, this week in the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, Pac whatever, and SEC. Here were the top performers.
Blame the TV deals. Blame conference realignment. I mean, we saw it when the Big East dissolved. We saw it when the American used to have Rutgers and they left for the Big Ten. And we saw when Maryland left the ACC for the Big Ten to make room for Louisville. It's just always shuffling. It's constant movement. Are we going to refer to SMU next year as the Power 5 team?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, especially for us.
Well, is it going to be in Power 5 because Pac is disappearing? So is it going to be P4?
Does the Pac die out and it becomes a bump for the American? They become P5? Do you just let the Pac-12 die because it's the Pac-4 now? I mean,
It's Pac-2 now.
It's the Pac-2.
Especially whatever ESPN wants to push.
I think they're going to go with I think the way I've understood it, they're going to go with a Power 4.
Which is
I believe it.
Yeah, those 4 teams will get the 4 buys, I think, is
Yeah.
how it's going to work. And then the other 8 teams will
At
have
large
to play
bids.
the first round as at large.
Yeah,
bids.
and then you sprinkle in Ohio State, who loses to Michigan because Michigan's the winner.
Yeah.
You go sprinkle in
Bama.
Clemson, who didn't have a good year because somebody else won the ACC, and you get your ratings. And that's what they're going to do. I mean, it's a broken system, but obviously we have no power to fix it.
We just deal with it. And we've tried to fight the fight. I will call it the corrupt 5.
Corrupt 5.
Whatever it takes. But at the end of the day, nobody's listening to from a national perspective to what I'm saying, and that's not going to change the narrative. But if you're an East Carolina fan, we're preaching to the choir, unfortunately.
We are.
So, I mean, you guys know the deal. Pirate 2031 says Vanderbilt and Indiana are Power 5 also. It's crap. We got to continue to fight against it. Yeah, I've seen ECU lose multiple recruits to Indiana just because they're in the Big Ten, and these kids want to go to the Big Ten, play these schools,
play
and
Penn
finish
State.
them last.
Yeah, want to play Rutgers.
Right. They're excited about Northwestern, Purdue. I love a good Indiana-Purdue matchup. That gets me fired up.
Nothing gets me more excited than watching Iowa win 10-3 in November. Oh, boy.
No, but, Joe, you can speak to this because you played during COVID. Mm-hmm. In a way, I think it's because these kids would rather go play in front of 106,000 in the Big House
100%.
than come to the American and play in front of 6,000 at Tulane like we did last year.
Yeah, ECU is one of the bigger stadiums in the American. We have, I think it's a capacity of 53 or 55,000, which is a very good stadium and a very large stadium. And then you go to Tulane at 6,000. Rice has 4 fans. You go to Charlotte.
Give them credit, they're 6.
Yeah. Now, Charlotte only has 4.
You
Rice
go to
has got
Charlotte
6.
for the Biff Poggi era. He brought in a
Biff
5th
Poggi
fan
bought
now.
all 4 of those fans.
FAU's got old people from Boca rooting for them that think they're at shuffleboard. I mean, that's just the result of how the Americans built. So ECU is at the top part of the understanding and where we represent a conference, but also when you look at us in the grand scheme, they don't give us the respect we deserve. So public apology to the people who don't like the Power 5 talk. Don't blame me. Blame ESPN.
It's all ESPN's fault. It's all
Always.
Disney's fault. This is the reason they're going bankrupt. All right, let's get our first break in. We'll come back. We'll transition to game picks, which is the most exciting part of our week. Outside of the fact I am absolutely abysmal at game picks.
Are you taking a ban?
We'll talk about that on the other side. I may have to sit this week out. This is Hoist the Colors, 94.3 The Game.
A huge selection of new Toyotas is ready to go at Greenville Toyota. Rush in for the one you want before it's gone. Camrys, just $269 a month. RAV4s, ready to go for just $289 a month. Now at Greenville Toyota.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you farm to fork beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to fork beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cooked-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
At GoEco, we don't just supply the office space. We create solutions for any environment. Our state-of-the-art commercial-grade video display is perfect for watching film with the team. From film study to the field, elevate your game with Go Eco.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
New Toyotas are ready to go at Greenville Toyota. Shop a huge selection with new inventory arriving daily. Don't see what you want? We'll find it or order it for you. Plus, fresh trades are rolling in and ready to go for delivery today. Rush to Greenville Toyota.
This is ECU head football coach Mike Houston, and you're listening to Hoist the Colors on 94.3 The Game.
All right, there's Mike Houston. Welcome us back into the show. Tomorrow's game day, a big day for Coach Houston and the Pirates. We'll see if they can get back on track. And Joe Sampson is in studio. We just had a unscripted Power 5 rant. If you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at Joe for that, and ESPN. We're going to ship him off to Bristol, Connecticut soon enough where he can head into the Power 5 propaganda firsthand.
Don't put me in a room with those boys talking Power 5. It will go badly for them.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I'm all set to go.
You can wear your Only the Best for Pirates shirt.
Only the best.
All right, boys. It's game time in terms of picking games, and the slate leaves quite a lot to be desired on the college front this weekend, and I had trouble picking 5 games to pick. I ended up including Colorado because of all this nonsense. I can't stand it. We'll talk about that shortly. I picked against Deion twice now. I gotta let my personal feelings leave the table. I'm 2-9 against the spread through 2 weeks, and I don't know what's worse, the ECU offense or my picks.
I was about to say you're one win away from Coach Mo years.
Yeah, this is I might be Coach Mo. I don't know. I'm the radio version of Coach Mo.
You complimented me last week when I picked the Falcons to cover, putting my emotions aside, and that's the only NFL game I got right.
There you go.
Learn from me.
Listen, I can't have any say in this. My personal biases came through once again, but that's another rant.
Yeah, and you don't have a quarterback. Good luck the next 16 weeks.
Hey, Zach Wilson, man.
Oof.
We're going.
You need to call Carson Wentz.
It's the 2000 Ravens. We just need Trent Dilfer, and that's all he has to be.
Yeah, but the 2000 Ravens didn't have to beat Patrick Mahomes and
and Burrow
and all those guys. Yeah, much different NFL back then. They knocked off
and Jimmy
the
Garoppolo.
Giants. I don't even know who was the Giants quarterback of this. Was it Kerry Collins?
Yeah, it was Kerry Collins.
Yeah, exactly.
Russ has a good question. He says, how did ECU and App not get slated for an actual ESPN slot? I don't know, Russ, because you look at this week, it's awful, and the fact that this game is on ESPN Plus, and I'm not just saying this because I cover ECU, but this should be a quote-unquote rivalry or semi-rivalry game.
At least the U.
At least the U. I mean, I haven't looked at the schedule, like breaking down what the TV slots are, but I think this would be well, I say that maybe it's not a very attractive game, but it should be more attractive than it is.
So
historically,
3 o'clock.
it should be.
Oh, good. Sorry. 3 o'clock or 3:30 ESPN is Minnesota and Carolina.
That's ESPN?
Yeah. ESPN 2 is in-state rivalry. Big in-state rivalry here, boys. Oklahoma travels to Tulsa.
Oh
yeah.
There it is.
Got to have that one on. I don't think there is an ESPN-U game. There's one at 4 o'clock, and it is Tulane and Southern Miss. So that's that one.
Wow.
So those are the 3 that are ahead of us.
Old rivalry renewed there. That's what that is.
That is. I think we should be over Oklahoma and Tulsa, but I guess because Oklahoma's number 19 and they're Oklahoma.
It's Oklahoma, man. Power 5.
Power 5.
I do understand the Minnesota-Carolina thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Carolina.
Non-conference, Big Ten versus ACC. I get that one. Tulsa and Oklahoma.
Hey, respect to Oklahoma for traveling to Tulsa, though.
They're at Tulsa?
At Tulsa? It'll be all Oklahoma fans.
It will be. But, hey, at least they're playing true road games, unlike Bama for the first time in
They're
40 years.
At Tulsa.
Yeah, it must have been a home and home. I don't know.
It must have been from like 2014 that they're playing now.
Probably.
Tulsa has one of the worst stadiums I've ever been to. It's a high school stadium. All right, let's get into the picks. LSU is a 9.5-point favorite at Mississippi State. LSU already has a loss. So when you're looking at college football playoff, they really can't afford another one. They're going to the Cowbells in Starkville. Mississippi State's been pretty good this year. Early on, 2-0, I believe. Tough place to play. 9.5. How do we feel about this game, Joe?
The fighting Brian Kellys are a difficult topic to kind of believe in, especially when you watch him put up a stinker against FSU, and there was all this insurmountable hype about Jaden Daniels and how the offense was going to look. So I'm going to go against my better judgment. I'm going to pick against the man and his family. And I'm going to take Mississippi State points.
He's going against the family. Mississippi State this year, 48-7 win over Southeastern Louisiana and a 31-24 win over Arizona.
Rest in peace, Mike Leach.
Absolutely, the Pirate himself. Philip?
I think I should let you pick first and just pick the other team.
That's completely fair. If y'all want to do that, that's fine.
I will go. So I think LSU played Grambling last week, put up 72, and I think that is the confidence builder they needed to be back on track. I picked them, and I regretted it week 1, but I'm going to pick the Tigers again and hopefully be right. So I'm going LSU.
Is that where Hugh Jackson is? Is he at Grambling now, or is he at
I think he was last year.
That's an IGO question.
Hugh Jackson. Let's Google it up. He is the American football coach who is the head football coach at Grambling State University.
Losing just like for the Browns. Nothing's changed.
There you go. I'm going LSU here. I think this is a tight game. I almost want to do the opposite of what I intend to do, but I tell you what, I'm just gonna roll with it, not gonna overthink it this week. This will be a tight game. LSU scores late to win by double digits, so give me the Tigers. I do like the fact they basically had a de facto bye last week, whereas Mississippi State played an overtime game.
Yeah,
against Arizona.
Had to sweat that one out.
Tennessee is a 6-point favorite at Florida. Tennessee, speaking of bye weeks, they're coming off a game against Austin Peay where they just look like crap, and that's why I'm taking Tennessee. I think that they just basically treated it as a preseason game to gear up for Florida.
I think J.V. McCray gave us some great insight into what Tennessee does well, and that's throw the ball, not run the ball. But Florida's abysmal. I mean, they look bad.
They did. They did have a de facto. How many de facto bye weeks do these SEC teams have? They played McNeese State and they won 49-7. But that was after a bad loss to Utah. This is in the swamp, though. I'm still going Tennessee. How about you?
I'm taking Tennessee, but that's because I think Florida's abysmal. I think Heupel gets enough offensive output from Milton. I think Florida's quarterback play is so bad that Tennessee looks good. So give me Tennessee.
I mean, that's the thing. If Tennessee scores like in the 30s or 40s, there's no way Florida keeps pace, right?
If you score 44, Florida might score 14.
Philip?
Utah looked bad last week against a bad Baylor team, and Florida got wrecked by Utah week 1. And with a backup quarterback, might I add you. And they didn't even know they were in an ECU situation. We're going to play two guys because we don't know who our guy is, and they still got wrecked by Utah. So Florida stinks. Give me good old Rocky Top, Tennessee.
Party like it's 98.
So we're all on the Vols. Look for the Gators to pull it out.
Yeah, I was about to wait. I took the Vols.
Yep.
I might need to go back.
Minnesota and PJ Fleck, they're rowing the boat down to Chapel Hill, North Carolina. UNC is a 7.5-point favorite. Minnesota has looked meh this year early on, but they did beat Nebraska. I don't even know what they did last week. At North Carolina, 7.5. Philip, you start us off here because you've already written down your pick on the Google spreadsheet.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tar Heels. I think they had a team come in last week that was hungry, that played to their level, and they think they're a lot better than App, and they shouldn't have gone into double overtime. And I think they come out with a chip on their shoulder. I think they play really well. I'm going to go Carolina.
Eastern Michigan played Minnesota last week. Minnesota won 25-6. So Minnesota has given up 16 points in 2 games. UNC will score more than 16 points, and they will win the game by more than 7.5. So I'm going Tar Heels. I kind of agree with you. Like, emotional win, but they probably feel like they didn't play their best. I think they come out pretty motivated and win the game, cover the spread.
What's the line again?
7.5.
Yeah, no. Hammer the Tar Heels.
Joe is on the Heels. ECU and Appalachian State. App State, the line is at 8.5. It got close to 10 and has moved down, which tells you a lot of people are on the Pirates. This game is tough. I mean, we know that ECU doesn't have an offensive identity right now. They don't have an offense. But I'm not sold on App State. I'm just going to say that. I think they played over their heads last week. I think they are vulnerable. My only concern is even if ECU holds App to the mid-20s, which I think is very doable, can they score enough to cover the spread or win the game? Right now, I don't know. Like, App could win 24-13 and easily cover. And as much as I want to pick the Pirates, as much as it would not shock me to see ECU go up there and play well and have a shot to win the football game, my football head, I'm taking the emotion out of it. Until ECU proves it can score points in college football, it's hard to pick them to cover a college football spread. So I'm going App State to cover at home. Joe.
I need to make a statement. The Joe Sampson that was once a Pirate, wore 87, ran out the tunnel, will always believe in the ECU Pirates. Joey Football, the analyst, the talking head, as he's been referred to, and the now pro on the radio, as I've been dubbed. I'm going to take App State, and I'm going to need to hide my address and delete my Twitter.
Philip.
I want to tell all of our listeners, tune in Monday at noon to see who they get to replace all three of us, because we're all getting fired, Mountaineers.
All right, so we got a bad trend going here, fellas. We are all on App, we're all on UNC, and all on Tennessee. This is good news for ECU, I think.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I can right the wrongs of the past and pick the opposite. Maybe I'm just a jinx.
I feel like this is setting up to be a classic. And again, this is the problem. Is I just don't know ECU. If ECU had an offense that proved it could score, I would feel pretty good. But here's the thing: we're talking about how bad ECU is all week. App is getting pats on the back. Oh, they played North Carolina overtime, all that sort of stuff. They're being told how good they are. ECU's being told how bad they are. This is the classic example of people all on App's side. ECU sneaks up, bites them in the rear end. App coming off an emotional game. ECU should come out motivated. Their season's on the line. I mean, let's be real. If you start 0-3, I don't know what the odds say, but it's not going to be good in terms of having a good season. So this is the week. It's just, can ECU find enough offense? I really think the defense is good enough to keep them in the game, win the game, but you got to score in the 20s, I think, to win it.
You got to call it a must-win. And it's funny to call it a must-win because every game is a must-win game until it's not. But if you want to right the ship, to use the analogy, you want to turn the cruise ship 1 degree at a time, it has to start this week, and you have to score. You have to believe in whatever offense you decide to roll out there. If you roll out the triple option, you better run the veer like it's never been run before. This is the game to circle. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I just don't see the historic way that this rivalry's kind of gone. East Carolina can kind of stay up to it, especially now, first time they're playing in Boone, hostile environment. No, it's not the big house, but it is a lot more personal, could be a lot closer to home. So you have to start it out. You have to go hot. You have to kind of have a big chunk play, double pass, something like that to kind of get the guys on the sideline back into it. So it becomes difficult for me to kind of pick against the Pirates. But, Philip, your turn.
We're all taking App, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just wanted his reasoning. So I
reasoning?
Stop having to get crucified.
Just, I kind of building off what you guys said. It's lack of offense. App has looked good. Their defense didn't look great against Gardner-Webb, but I think they went to Chapel Hill last week and played to the competition. I don't think that Carolina necessarily played bad. There were some things here and there, but hey, it's week 2. And after what I saw, and I know this is 2 different teams 2 years ago, but App gets up for this game. I think, they might have had their Super Bowl last week, but I think they're going to be riding that high again, man. I think they're pumped, and we're probably all wrong. Hopefully we're all wrong. Now that we're all picking, it's like, nah, man, I'm feeling like ECU may come and pull this one out, but I don't know. It's just
we don't want to talk ourselves.
Yeah,
into
it's almost
changing
like
our pick.
picking ECU right now is like picking Gonzaga. It's like once they win the tournament, I'll pick them to win the tournament. It's like once ECU wins, I'll pick them to win. But right now, they've just given me no reason to pick them.
We're all non-believers, Pirates, so prove us wrong.
When Mike Houston has this comment on Monday about wanting my job, I'm not leaving.
Joe is not leaving.
I'm not leaving.
I will say, App, if you look at their historic big home games, they typically lose quite a number of them. This is, going to be a big home game for them. So they haven't played bad, but like the UNC game last year, they didn't win. They hosted Miami a number of years ago, played bad that game. So they have historically, when teams come up the mountain and there's a lot of hype, sometimes they'll have a letdown. So we'll see. We're trying to talk ourselves into the Pirates winning. Yeah. We'll see what happens. All right,
they hosted game day last year and lost. Remember?
Yeah.
Or no, they won. They won, but it was on that lucky. Remember, it was Troy. They won on that cheap Hail Mary. So they should have lost that game. They didn't play well at all.
You're right. They did win.
And then their season tanked.
Troy.
Yeah. So like when App starts getting hyped, that is when they sometimes fall on their face. So we'll see what happens this weekend. All right, Colorado State at Colorado, the old rivalry in the state of Colorado, and Colorado's a 24-point favorite. Wasn't going to have this game on the list. I've picked against Deion twice now, and Jay Norvell, the Colorado State head coach, had to come out and say that he talks to grown-ups and he takes his glasses and his sunglasses off. Deion this morning or last night gave his entire team sunglasses. So, Deion's using this as motivation. I think Colorado rolls. I think they win like 40-20. The only sample size we have from Washington State or from Colorado State is they lost to Washington State 50-24. And I said 40-20. I'm going to have to say 50-20 to cover that 24-point spread. I'm going Deion. I'm riding with Coach Prime. Give me the Buffaloes. Joe.
Did you have to make it personal? Did you have to give him a reason to kind of pick against you, Jay Norvell? Colorado State is already rebuilding. They are in shambles as far as a program goes for where they need to be, especially in a conference that's dying. You couldn't have picked a worse week to go and piss off Coach Prime. I'm taking the Buffaloes. It's not close. I think Sanders probably has another game near the 5-10 mark. I think it's just air raid bombs away. Travis Hunter, 2 touchdowns at least.
Philip,
this game I think is going to be a little different now. They're not playing it Mile High like they used to. What up with your boys not hosting the game? There I go.
They have to save the field for Russell Wilson's legs.
He woke up feeling dangerous.
But the Rams always get up for this game. I think they keep it they hang around just enough early to cover. I got the Rams.
Wow, you going opposite of Prime? That's tough.
Yeah, I've picked him the last 2 weeks, and I've won the last 2 weeks.
All right.
But,
hey, you're the best picker of us all thus far. So
I got family who's season ticket holders to the Rams, so maybe that has a little bit to do with it. I don't know.
What collegiate alliances do you not have family with at this point?
I've got family in Florida, Texas, South Dakota, an uncle that's from North Dakota, Arizona, California. I got family everywhere, man. Family in Utah, All
right, well, I got bad news for y'all. I've got 4 of the 5 same picks as each of y'all, so good luck. All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. We'll pick NFL. We also got a good question on Facebook I want to address. Jay says, if the coaches came out and had announced a quarterback change for this week and Alex Flynn would be the starter, would that change our predictions? We'll address that to close out the show. But let's get our break in. We'll come back. We'll talk NFL.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Just because voice-over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice-over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, new or used, give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.
Pizza? Ooh.
Yes. All pineapple.
No.
What's wrong with pineapple on pizza?
I only eat pizza with pizza things.
That makes sense. Pineapple is a pizza thing.
Also makes sense.
Is it though?
This tastes great.
That we agree on.
Let's agree to agree. Pepsi Zero Sugar tastes great.
Can't you just pick off the pineapple?
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
Here there be pirates. Back to Hoist the Colors with Steve and I go. How good is this? On 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back into the show. We just did our college picks. We got to hurry up and make our NFL picks. We also got to address Jay's question about the quarterback situation. We'll do that to close up the show. It is our Anson Belt Lock of the Week segment, so we'll get to those as well here shortly. I believe, Phil, are you going to roll with one of your college picks as your lock?
Yeah, I'm going to do my Anson Belt and Buckle Lock of the Week. I'm going to go with Tigers of LSU to cover 9.5.
So you're rolling with the Tigers. Are you saving yours for NFL, or are you going
college?
I'm
NFL.
Okay. All right, let's do our NFL picks. Ravens coming off a win at the Bengals. The Bengals coming off a just horrific performance. Just abysmal. T. Higgins, no catches, thanks, on my fantasy team. I'm a big bounce-back guy. You'll see this with the picks this week. Bengals bounce back. I think they beat the Ravens by a touchdown and cover the spread, so I am going Cincinnati at home. Joe?
It comes a point where I have to pick against my gut, and my gut tells me to not doubt Joe Burrow and that the Jamar Chase issue in the first week was just them getting on the same page with no preseason. But I got to tell you, I'm buying into the hype and the Keaton Mitchell-led Baltimore Ravens.
Can you really lead them on IR?
Yeah, absolutely, out the tunnel.
That's true.
Come on now. Give me the Ravens. Give me the spread. I think it's not what we're expecting, but I think the Ravens pull it out.
So Bengals looking at an 0-2 start. Philip?
I'm going to do the wrong thing and go with I go here. I've got the Bengals.
Hey, I only went 2-3 in the NFL.
That's true.
Week,
you did better than I got one game right. So.
All right, so I'm better than you at picks. Chiefs at Jaguars. Chiefs 3.5. At the Jags, y'all know where I'm going here. Bounce back. Chiefs get the road W. I do think this will be a close game, and then Mahomes makes a play late. Chiefs win on the road to cover the spread. Joe?
I'm going to be stupid. I'm going to take the Jaguars, and that is not by any slight of the fact that I don't think the Chiefs can win. I think there's too much around the Chiefs right now with Chris Jones coming back, with Kelsey coming back, the question marks of if they're going to play, if they don't play. And I think there's not enough focus in the locker room. So I think the Jaguars come out. Doug Peterson has a great game with Trevor Lawrence again. So I take Trevor Lawrence. I take the Jags.
Joe riding with Zay Jones. Was this the AFC Championship or the divisional round last
year?
So revenge game too. I'm a big revenge game guy, but I'm still going Chiefs.
Everything you just said, Joe, would normally make sense, but Andy Reid's the coach,
and Pat
so
Mahomes.
Everything you just said is irrelevant. Chiefs.
We'll see.
Philip is riding with the Chiefs. Jets are a 9-point dog in Dallas. We always know Dallas gets some large bets because they have so many fans who lay the money. But obviously quarterback questions for New York. You're going to start this one because you are a Jets fan. I'm just going to I know where you're going here. But
you're giving me the start?
Yep, you're starting.
Just like Zach Wilson getting the start this weekend in Jerry's world. Give me the Jets by the points. I think Allen Lazard comes out and has a huge game because they'll be so focused on Garrett Wilson. I think the other thing we're not remembering is Breece Hall is that guy. I think he runs all over Dallas's defense. I think it's going to look completely different to what the Giants did last week when they laid an egg and put up a stinker. So give me the Jets points. Give me the Jets on the spread. Give me the Jets always.
Anytime I can get 9 in an NFL game,
also that.
Just a total mismatch, I'm taking the points. I'm going with the Jets.
Yeah, anytime the Cowboys are big-time favorites at home, they always seem to usually lose or barely cover. I think there's too much hype around the boys. I think everybody's doubting the Jets too hard. I'm going to go Jets to cover.
All right, my Anson Belt lock of the week. The Denver Broncos will bounce back. They will beat the Washington Commanders at home. The Broncos are a 3.5-point favorite. They will win by at least a touchdown. Give me the Denver Broncos to get to 1-1 and bounce back, Joe.
I have to take this. This is a tough one for me because the first instinct would be, pick against Russell Wilson. He's not what he was, but I saw the way they played the Raiders, who are probably a similar skill level to what the Commanders are going to be. So I think they figure it out this week. Give me the Broncos also. I might regret that when I wake up Sunday morning. But Jaquan McMillan, former ECU alum as well,
needs to play.
Always have a connection. Give me the Broncos.
Philip.
You guys don't lose 2 in a row at home, Broncos.
If they do lose this game, the season's over. I'm just going to say that.
Are you declaring it?
Yeah, it's over.
This is the must-win.
Must win for Sean Payton. If we start with an onside kick this time, please recover it after it goes 10 yards. All right, Saints at Panthers. Saints are a 3-point favorite. Panthers, by the way, trying to avoid an 0-2 start. You guys know where I'm going here. Bounce back. Panthers at home. I'm not a big Saints believer. I do like Derek Carr. But I do think the Panthers win at home Monday Night Football and get to 1-1. First win of the Bryce Young era. Joe.
Philip, do not hate me when I say this. I think Derek Carr just has to play well enough to not be bad. I think he just has to outplay what the Panthers can do offensively by 3 points, which is where we kind of sit. So give me the Saints by the spread. It could be one of those things where they get completely blown out by the Panthers and they just unleash something in Bryce Young and Vegas covers it, but give me the Saints, give me the points.
Philip.
The Panthers didn't actually play terrible last week. They just made big-time mistakes. Like, the mistakes were just glaringly horrible, but play in and play out, they were actually probably the better team. More first downs, more yards, more time possession. I think they play just as well, and I think they clean up the mistakes. Give me the Panthers at home, Monday Night Football, baby.
Bum, 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 bum.
By the way, are you making your lock of the week?
Yes,
pick?
my Anson Belt lock of the week. For those of you who know me, I always have something wild to say because I woke up feeling dangerous this morning. I go, give me the Buccaneers -3. Anson Belt and Buckle lock of the week is the Buccaneers.
Who are they playing?
Oh, crud. I just had it in my head.
His lock of the week is the Buccaneers will
help me, Philip. Now I'm blanking.
I don't know. I gotta look it up. This is bad.
No,
I don't even want to help you because you've already made yourself look stupid.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I've already made myself look dumb.
They're playing
Bears.
the Bears.
It's the Bears. Thank
right,
you.
well,
Yeah, it's Justin Fields. That was my
lock
point.
of the week.
My Anson Belt lock of the week is the Bucs against the Bears.
Good job.
I blanked on the double B, guys. I have an ECU education.
There you go.
Lock of the week presented by Anson Belt and Buckle. Are you game day ready? Visit ansonbelt.com/ECU and check out their great collection of holeless belts, including ECU officially licensed buckles. Anson Belt and Buckle, the official belt of ECU athletics. Quick, Scott wants to know our NL wildcard selections here before we get our final break. Right now, the Phillies, Cubs, and Giants are in the process of being in that wild card, but the Giants are tied with the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Cincinnati Reds, and the Miami Marlins are half a game out. It's convoluted. Who do you guys think emerges here?
The Marlins.
The Marlins. Philip?
I haven't looked at everybody's schedule enough to know, but I'm going to go with the Reds.
Make a blind pick. Scott's a Red fan, so
Red's not bad either.
He'll enjoy that. I'm going I'm going with the Diamondbacks. I think they get the third spot. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, Reds fans. Sorry, Marlins fans, if any exist. All right, let's get a final break in. We'll come back. We'll address Jay's question about the quarterback situation and wrap up the show. Hoist the colors, 94.3 The Game.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master. You can't name a lot of things that I didn't do. It's like a paper, like a book, not a Kindle. You outdated, I'm the one they getting into. And I break a sweat. Let's get it, 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 let's get it. Child, please, I don't need a towel, please.
Are you game day ready? Anson Belt, the official belt of ECU Athletics.
Are you ready for a digital hair color revolution? The Color Master Factory by Chi and LG. A masterpiece of innovation, unlimited color formulations, limitless possibilities, long-lasting color. Chi.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Back to Hoist the Colors with Stephen Igo.
Drink up for me, hearties, yo-ho.
On 94.3 The Game.
All right, welcome back to the show. Got a couple minutes left on this Friday, Joey Football Friday edition of the show. Joe Sampson is in the studio. Philip Pilkington is producing. Jay Searle says if the coaches came out and had announced a quarterback change for this week and Alex Flynn would be the starter, would that change our predictions? We all picked App to cover the spread, with a few caveats, but for me personally, it would not. I think the offense would look smoother, but at the end of the day, there's more issues than just the quarterback for me. It's the O-line, lack of running game, receivers got to step up. To me, just switching the quarterback does not mean an automatic fix, so I don't think it would change my prediction. What do y'all say?
I say the same thing. You're plugging a hole in a sinking boat that has multiple holes in it. Anytime you have an offense that scored 16 points total as a unit, and 9 of them are field goals, and then the other 7 is a 3-yard touchdown on 32 personnel, where you bring the tight end around on a play-action pass and you hit him in the back of the end zone. You're not looking at a great offensive output by any means, and if you plug and play a different quarterback, it could change how the game is called, but I don't think it changes the game entirely. I still take App.
Philip?
If we were betting like the time of possession, maybe I would go more towards ECU if there was a different quarterback, but yeah, like you guys said, I just haven't seen enough overall to think that one guy and an offense of 11 people is going to make that much of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, even if Flynn, somehow started, it would be, can they run the ball? which is possible against App, but I think you can run it with Mason or Flynn in there. That's, to me, is what it's going to come down to. And then does that open up the passing game, or do you hit the passes early to open up the run? Here's another question for you guys. If ECU scores let's say they score 24 or more points, do they win Saturday?
If they score more than 24, yes. But if they can't get past the 21 threshold, the defense will hold enough plays and enough stops that they could get that kind of turnaround, but they have to score over 20.
Yeah, I don't think App has explosive enough offense to beat us if we're up there at the 24, 27, 28 range, but that's a lot for the Pirates to score.
Really?
We're going to eat our words.
It's insane, man.
I hope we have a lot of apologies coming on Monday.
If ECU gets into like the 30s and wins somehow, we're going to just replay this show and just laugh at ourselves all Monday.
Who am I?
You're now a media member.
Who am I?
We have taken you to the dark side. You did a couple weeks ago say it's our job when you described the media, and I wanted to start playing the Darth Vader music. I just didn't have it up.
I'm wearing black too, right next to Igo. This really is just the come to the dark side moment. Yes. That's what happened.
We're secretly on App side. I mean, we're wearing black. We got yellow in the background. What we're doing is trying to put the voodoo on App. And
Darth
that way
Joey.
Pirates get it done. All right, we'll see how it goes this weekend, Saturday, 3:30. Thank you guys for listening all week long. Thanks to Joey. Thanks to Philip Pilkington. Appreciate you guys' comments online as well. We'll talk to you Monday, 12 noon. This has been Hoist the Colors. Have a good weekend.
This has been Hoist the Colors with your host, Stephen Igo. Tune in weekdays at noon for all things ECU sports. Get a recap of the show at 943thegame.com, on Twitter, Facebook, or anywhere you get your podcasts. We're back Monday with more of Hoist the Colors on 943 The Game.
R&D Brewing is proud to partner with the ECU Pirates, and now you can enjoy Pirates Brew, the official craft beer of ECU Athletics. Pirates Brew is a carefully curated light beer that embodies the spirit of ECU, a refreshing and easy drinking light beer. Pirates Brew by R&D Brewing is available now at grocery stores, local retailers, and at ECU athletic events.
Head over to your favorite store and enjoy a nice Pirates Brew today, or else you'll walk the plank. Hand me another Pirates Brew.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Just because voice over IP telephones are the latest technology in the telephone world doesn't mean they're the right choice for you and your business. Whether your internet provider is unable to support a voice over IP phone system, or you don't have a need for high-tech features and simply want to stick with a traditional system, Spain Telecom is here to help. Spain Telecom offers a variety of services to keep your business connected and competitive. We're confident we can find the right phone system for you and your business, a system that addresses all your communication needs. Looking for a new phone system that won't break the bank? In addition to new systems, Spain Telecom also offers gently used systems that are in great shape and can save you money. No matter your needs, Spain Telecom has a solution for you. Whether it's voice over IP, on-premise systems, phones, new or used. Give us a call at 252-353-2006 and let Spain Telecom help you with your communications needs.